Hello again, this is Socrates for IM 3D Graphics. Let's get into our Veyron Bugatti here. Now, let's go back to our second layer. We already have in our front panel, our front fender. And I'm just trying to put in some detail. We're not quite ready for the detail that we're adding here. I think we're just one of the mistakes that you make when you're modeling. But just trying to get a feel of how this windshield is going to go in. And this is always something that we should be modeling later. I'm just trying to get a feel of how that is going to play into when we add the modeling. I'm probably going to end up getting rid of this, but it's basically just a placeholder so I can see what I need to do with this the front fender and the hood of the car. Since you have it in, of course, I'm just hitting T, Control, and then just dragging it up. So like I said, you need to have 4 splines in order to do a sub patch. And what you don't want is what this the line before. I'm just going to go ahead and merge these points in. Just like I said, I'm just trying to get a feel for how this is going to look. So I'm definitely going to get rid of one of these 2 splines here that are on the hood. See, yeah, that's where the one that I want. There's that point in the corner is what I want, and just bring the hood all the way up. This is going to take some work. Because basically that's just the crevice that I'm looking at for the windshield wipers. But my artistic eye just isn't seeing what I want to see right now. So I'm just going to leave that alone for now. Go back in. I'm just taking another inspection here of the hood of the car, looking at it in the side view, because I'm looking at that little point that rises up, which is basically the main point of where the windshield recess starts, or the windshield wiper recess, or that cavity for the windshield wiper starts. I'm just making sure I didn't go too far into the windshield or not far enough. But we'll take a look at that. It's just one of those things. We'll have to go back and investigate later. Let's go ahead and just start drawing in the door here. Just clicking. Go ahead and position that up to the top of the door. So when you're doing this, you have to look at all 3 orthogonal views. So look at the top of our door now. And if you look at the fender, there's that main peak rides all the way back into the where the windshield starts. But we'll discuss that later, or look at how we're going to model that. I'm not going to try to create a spline for that right now. And again, we're just going to go ahead and try to make the outside of our wheel well here. And what I'm looking at is the shadow. And if you look at the back end of the actual Bugatti, that back end is what defines the wheel well. But as it gets to the front of that wheel well, it recesses back in. I'm probably spending a little bit too much time on this wheel well, and it really isn't that big. This is one of those videos where we're just testing. I'll have to come back and revisit the hood of the car, and we'll have to revisit this wheel well, this rear wheel well. Go ahead and just try to make it as the top as round as you can. And that's exactly where it needs to be. There's another curve in there. There's a better way to do this. Like I said, I'm just trying to get some form in here so I can start putting in these other these other splines. Yeah, I mean, I can see the rear end of the Bugatti in my mind's eye. It's just putting the spline cage for this is not really what my head sees, and what I'm getting here are two different things. But that happens. But we'll be able to come back and fix this before we start even putting in any of our polygons into the cage here. So we're just going to accept that, and we're going to move it to the side of the car. Just T to move, Control, left click and drag. And probably the easiest thing here is to go ahead and put in the top of the front quarter panel. Or excuse me, the rear quarter panel. I'm just going to click in here. And drag those points up. And it's pretty easy to put in place there. Let's hit tab and enter to accept that. That spline. Let's get started on the top there, that top quarter panel. Let's go ahead and drag that up into position. Zoom in a bit here because we're not going to go to the very edge of the car. If you look at the contour in the back, there's kind of a recess there. We want to follow that recess. Again, we have to make sure we're looking at all three orthogonal views, because you see where it's snapped into the middle in the top there. You still have a curve there, so we need to be aware. Thank you, ESET. Kind of straighten up the bottom there, move that into the recess. There we go. Just making sure we have enough points here so we can move these other points to where we need them. So I want to have a straight line there at the very, very bottom. Looks pretty good. Now we're just picking our lines. Do a little touch up here in the top view. Make sure we're sitting on that outside line there on all of our points. All right, not too bad. So we've got the beginnings of our rear quarter panel, and this has been again Socrates for IM3D Graphics. I'm going to go ahead and save this as number 4, Bugatti number 4, and we will see you in the next video. Out.